After Israel's surprise strikes on Qatar last week, Turkiye is now on edge. Within hours of the Doha attacks, pro-Israel commentators began floating the idea that Turkiye could be Tel Aviv's next target. On social media, Israeli figures even hinted, today Qatar, tomorrow Turkiye. Ankara's response was blistering. One of President Erdogan's advisors branded Israel a dog and threatened its eventual erasure from the map. This exchange may sound like rhetoric, but behind it lies a dangerous escalation. For months, Israeli outlets have labeled Turkiye as Israel's most dangerous enemy. They cite Ankara's growing presence in the eastern Mediterranean and its active role in post-war Syria as direct threats to Israeli interests. The bigger issue is perception. In Ankara, many believe Israel is no longer content with defending itself. It wants regional hegemony. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has openly embraced the idea of a greater Israel, an expansionist vision that Turkey interprets as a challenge to its own strategic ambitions. That perception hardened after Israel's strike on Qatar, a close US ally with major non-NATO status. Washington's silence in the aftermath raised alarm bells in Ankara.
And I say to Qatar and all nations who harbor terrorists, you either expel them or you bring them to justice. Because if you don't, we will.
If the US did nothing to deter an Israeli strike on Doha, why should Turkey assume NATO's Article 5 guarantee would hold in the event of Israeli aggression? Analysts say Ankara has long accepted it cannot depend on NATO or Washington for its own security. The fault lines are already visible. In Syria, Israel has repeatedly pushed for a federal fragmented state structure while Turkey backs the new government's demand for a centralized and unitary system. These two visions collide head-on, and observers warn that the first flashpoint of Turkish-Israeli friction could emerge on Syrian soil, in the skies or on the ground. Meanwhile, maritime tensions are growing. Israel has strengthened its security presence in Cyprus, closely aligned with Greece and the Greek Cypriot government. To Ankara, this looks less like defense and more like encirclement. It directly challenges Turkey's blue Homeland doctrine, which seeks to safeguard its sovereignty across the Aegean, Mediterranean, and Black Sea. Reports that Cyprus has received Israeli air defense systems have only deepened Turkish suspicion. Israel's pattern of aggression across the region from Gaza to Lebanon, from Yemen to Iran, feeds Ankara's concerns. Netanyahu's government continues to argue that strong centralized states in West Asia pose existential threats to Israel. Instead, it promotes fragmented states, divided by sect or ethnicity, that cannot challenge Israeli dominance.
Well, we're here. This is our city, Mr. Erdogan. It's not your city, it's our city. It will always be our city. It will not be divided again.
Varsın onlar öfke nöbetleri geçirmeye devam etsin. Biz Müslümanlar olarak Doğu Kudüs üzerindeki haklarımızdan tek bir geri adım dahi atmayacağız.
So, is Turkey Israel's next target? For now, tensions remain controlled. Ankara is advising the Syrian administration to act cautiously and avoid any collapse into uncontrolled ethnic or sectarian violence. But the risk is real. If Israel continues to see Turkey's presence in Syria and the Mediterranean as a direct threat, the rivalry could shift from words to actions. In the end, one question looms. As Israel's appetite for regional dominance grows unchecked, will Ankara remain on the sidelines, or will West Asia witness a dangerous new front in its never-ending conflicts? With Farhan Khan, Bureau Report, India Today Global.